Have you ever encountered a hurdle with launching or growing your business? Listen, there are two things that run a business, the back end and your soft skills.
Telling you right now, if these aren't in place, you'll lose clients and you'll lose money. You don't want that? Well, you're in the right place.
Hey, I'm Dana.
Hey, I'm Sara.
We're your hosts of the Entrepreneur Encounter, and we're going to give you a behind-the-scenes glance into our businesses, give you genuine feedback, tips and tricks, plus occasionally bring on guests that care about supporting you to grow your business organically and nurturing authentic relationships. Are you ready?
Welcome back to another episode of Entrepreneur Encounter. So today is going to be a flashback. So last year, we started our podcast, and obviously things change over time, but we wanted to do a little reboot, which I think is going to be really cool because now that we have more knowledge based, we have a great community to where that we can start going more in depth about the topics that we talked about before. And today we're going to be discussing ditching customer service, what that means and how that is going to elevate your client service.
So you guys heard that right. We're diving deep into the world of client service versus customer service. And I think with client service, it's more like client relationship versus like a nameless, faceless customer.
So when we talk about customer service and client service, I'm going to give an example. To me, customer service is more transactional based. As like if you were to go to a fast food restaurant or if you were going into a retail store, obviously the people that work there give customer service and they talk to the people that come in, but it's short-lived. You walk in, you buy something, you walk out. There's no means of keeping a relationship with the people that come in contact unless they become regulars. There are like gas stations or convenience stores that people end up being regulars, and sometimes you can create the relationships over time. But I believe that as a service provider, if you are providing services, it's more than customer service, because if you have clients, you are creating more in-depth relationships with these people that you come in contact with.
Yes. I feel like with you guys listening, you're going to think, well, customer service and client service are very similar concepts. But from a soft skills perspective, there are a few subtle differences. So they are similar in that they both focus on customer satisfaction, the ultimate goal, no matter what your focus is. If you're in a service-based business, both customer service and client service is to ensure your customer has a positive experience and feels valued by your company. They both provide assistance and support. So you're answering questions, you're solving problems, you're offering guidance. But the difference comes with customer service, like Sara was saying, typically deals with a broader range of individuals, whereas client service focuses on building that long-term relationship with a smaller group of high-value clients. So your turnover rate is not as high because you're taking more time to build that long-term relationship. I think the level of service too, client service is more personalized and tailored to the specific needs of the client, which involves like dedicated account managers, customized solutions, and a higher level of attention to detail. So for me and my business, I work with wedding professionals and they have a higher level of attention to detail, which is why they focus on the client or the couple service as opposed to making all of their guests happy. Like at the end of the day, yes, they want the guests of the wedding to be happy, but the ultimate focus is how their couples feel who hired them to plan and execute this event.
I would have to agree with that. With the clients I work with a variety of different industries, it all comes down to the people. It all comes down to humanizing and making sure that, yeah, you're helping them run their business. You're helping them do all the back end like I do with business management. But there are times where, again, they're humans. You got to treat them as such, and creating those relationships are just going to be that much easier. Because if you keep thinking about, well, I'm just here to make money, we've talked about it before, like relationships over revenue. So if you are 100% all the time with your clients, then they're going to talk and it's good. They're going to be like, hey, Dana, do you know Sara? Because they offer these services. I work with them. and they are amazing. So with client service, you could probably get more revenue and people into your business.
And with that distinct difference, if anyone hasn't picked up on it yet, it is communication is the heart of excellent client service. It is absolutely crucial in everything that you do, from building trust and those relationships to ensuring project success if you have a team. So when clients understand what's happening, what's expected of them, and how you're working on their behalf, it fosters trust and a sense of security. Something on the flip side of that, though, isn't talked about a lot, but we have been more intentional just on the back end of Entrepreneur Encounter, is active listening. And that's where we're demonstrating that we truly hear and understand the needs of our team. So Sara and I both have families. We both have our own business. So we have been more inclined to really hear and understand the needs of everything that's going on so that we show each other value. And then that flows into our individual businesses, where we're actively listening to our clients and valuing their perspective so that we can tailor and adapt to their preferences and build an even stronger connection for the long run.
Yeah, because if you think about it, you're making the people that you work with, your clients, feel like they are being seen and heard. Okay, so going back to like the difference between customer service and client service. So when you walk into a restaurant and you get your meal, then yes, I mean, they do give customer service. They make sure that you have everything that you need, but it's just for that hour or two that you're there. But as client service, as you know, we're ensuring that our clients are where they need to be because we're in it for the long run. Of course, we as business owners want to grow, but we are helping others grow both personally and professionally. And to me, that is greater than a paycheck. So giving that service to your clients is tremendous, and it's going to help you grow as well.
Hey there, listeners. Ever feel like you're struggling to connect with customers or lead your team effectively? That's where soft skills come in.
Entrepreneur Encounter is more than just a podcast. It's a community for elevating soft skills. Soft skills can be used for both personal and professional development. When launching a business, hard skills are typically prioritized.
Yes, technical skills are important, but without communication, collaboration, and confidence, your business might not ever get off the ground to take it to the next level.
Come join the Entrepreneur Encounter Circle.
In our membership, Sara and I share actionable insights and tips to help you nurture those soft skills you need to thrive, give you access to bonus content, workshops, and a network of like-minded entrepreneurs who are all on the same journey. We'll teach you how to boost your confidence to become a leader who inspires and motivates your team, navigate conflict like a pro to resolve disagreements without drama and build stronger relationships, communicate clearly and concisely, and get your message across, build trust, and close the deal. Ready to take your business to the next level? Join our community and subscribe to the Entrepreneur Encounter podcast today. And search for Entrepreneur Encounter wherever you listen to podcasts and visit our website to learn more about our exclusive membership options.
And the link to the Entrepreneur Encounter Circle will be in the show notes.
So here's my favorite part of any conversation is the practicality of how to implement these changes in your business, whether it's client facing or back end with your team. So first off, we want to define the communication channels that you prefer. Establishing them early on is going to be the best way to maintain those boundaries. Do you prefer your clients to email? Are you okay with phone calls, project management tools, Slack, or Google Chat? You have to figure out what works best for you and your team. I personally do not talk on the phone. I don't like talking on the phone. I have several children, 5 children under the age of 10. So me on the phone is just not really an option. I need quick bits of information. So I prefer email. I prefer project management tools like Asana. And then I have Slack or Google Chat. All of these things are on my phone. So if I am out and about running errands for my family, I can still keep them updated. Which leads to my next one is set communication expectations. Outline your response timeframes for the different channels. Emails are typically 24 hours. I think that's an industry standard, no matter, what industry you're in. But Slack, Google Chat, even your project management tool, those should be responded to within a couple of hours. And then email, like I said, is daily. And then regular updates. If you have an update on a project, please don't wait until your client reaches out. That's not going to build trust. That's going to make them panic. And so we want to proactively update them and provide regular updates to keep them informed so that they're confident in what's going on.
That is a great one. The updates. For me, I tend to over communicate. And I just kind of like, hey, this is what's going on. This is what I'm doing. Just again, to build that trust, to show the clients I'm working with, like, hey, like this is what's going on. And with that, by giving updates, this is where you can figure out what's missing. If a deadline's coming up, give the update days before the deadline, not the day of the deadline, and say, hey, this is missing. Like, no, we need to know this now, because you need to ensure that everything is getting done when it needs to get done. Something else that you can do for your clients is you can educate your clients. There are times when, if you're a business manager, if they're working on something and they're unsure and you know it, obviously they hired you because you're the expert and they want you to do the job. But it's still really cool to be able to say, this is how you can do it. So if they want to do it on their own, they're able to do so. Like with Dana, when she does her Pinterest, I mean, obviously clients are like, I don't want to do design or I don't want to do these pens. So they hire her to do that. But if they want to learn, if they want to know the ins and outs, I'm pretty sure Dana would say, this is how you do it. Because again, like you're showing that, yeah, they hired you because for you to do it, but they still want to know.
Yes. So I think with that, it's where empathy comes in. And we've talked about this previously, approaching any client interaction with empathy, understanding, and that genuine desire to help them achieve their goals is vital. So yes, they hired me to do it, but it does build confidence if when they look at it, they can identify areas where you've improved it because they know what they're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Using my husband as an example, he's had me come out and help watch him, not interact with him and hang out with him while he's working on the car. I know nothing about vehicles, so I can't tell if he's fixing it or making it worse. With Pinterest as an example, if you've never used Pinterest as a marketing platform, you have no idea if it's working. I mean, you can kind of see the graph and the spikes, but you don't fully understand the metrics to identify areas of improvement or the effectiveness. So taking that time and approaching it with understanding and explaining it can create a client-centric culture within your business and foster that long-term relationship, which then can ultimately drive your business growth because you took the time with this one customer, not just to do it for them and take it off their plate, but to show them what you're doing, how you're doing it, and how the value that you bring. So they want you to then bring value to others in their network.
I don't know about you, Dana, but for me, I have a lot of fun educating people and teaching them different things because what comes to us naturally, things that we know, and we're like, yeah, that's so easy. But there are people that truly do not think it's easy at all. For example, I did a workshop a couple of weeks ago on SOPs, which are standard operating procedures. I know it from the back of my hand, but when I did this workshop, these other business owners had no idea. To me, that's exciting because I get to teach somebody something that they don't know. So for me personally, educating other people on things that might come easy to you is pretty cool.
So, listeners, we hope you've been inspired by the ditching of old school customer service, very vague customer satisfaction, and embracing the power of client service to build that long-term relationship, loyal customers. So if you pivot from virtual assisting to Pinterest management, that you can do so seamlessly and not have to start over. It's all about building relationships and making meaningful connections.
Awesome. So as always, the information is going to be in the show notes. Until next time.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode. Remember, soft skills aren't just some fluffy buzzwords that get thrown around in the corporate world. They're the key to unlocking your full potential as a professional and a human being. Don't be afraid to invest in yourself and seek out opportunities to improve your soft skills. Sara and I have a variety of workshops, online courses, and complimentary clarity calls for you to practice in real time with us. Links are always in the show notes. And be sure to join us next time for more insights, tips, and tricks to help you succeed in your entrepreneur encounter.